well, how come you waited till now to get rid of the cows? Dad says, well, there wasn't anybody left to milk the cows. And I says, why didn't you get rid of them sooner? And he says, well, at least this way I knew where you were twice a day. Well, born and raised in Hutchinson, and grew up a half a mile from where I live currently. And I currently live in my grandmother's former home. And I went to a one-room country school down here on the corner, just a quarter of a mile from here. And had one teacher, one classroom, all 8 grades. And that's just what we did. That was a school. And we really didn't have like 1st grade through 8th grade. We were all one school. And that little school was the last one-room school in operation in Reno County, Kansas. Of course, I went to school as a small high school over at Partridge, Kansas. And we had I was a member of a class of 22 that graduated in 1960. And I grew up on the farm, and I had farm responsibilities, and had to take care of the chickens and had to take care of the calves, and of course operating machinery and so forth. And then that was my basic upbringing. You know, I actually didn't know much about Vietnam. I probably couldn't have found it on the map. And suddenly, you know, it hits the news, and Lorraine and I were married. We'd been married for a few years, and so we were aware of what was coming along, and we thought we were probably in good shape because JFK said that he would not draft a married man, and that was fine. We had an exemption, and we were going about our lives. And I had my job as a auto mechanic in Manhattan, Kansas, and things were looking good. And then when Johnson became president after Kennedy was assassinated, I think he made a statement that he would draft every able-bodied young American male.
This will make it necessary to increase our active fighting forces by raising the monthly draft call from 17,000 over a period of time to 35,000 per month, and for us to step up our campaign for voluntary enlistments.
I was now subject to draft. Well, during that time, in 1965, I got my first draft notice. All the billets were full in the National Guard. You couldn't get in the National Guard. So I decided I'd go Navy, quite frankly, to stay out of Vietnam. And jokingly said I'd have 3 hots and a cot. And that'd be a good way to serve out my time during Vietnam. The recruiter called me and said, your draft notice is in the mailbox. I have 1 billet open in the Navy. I said, I'll take it. He said, don't you want to know what it is? I says, I don't care. I want to go Navy. Well, as it turned out, that billet was a position in the Navy Seabees. And I didn't know what a Seabee was at that time. And I remember him telling me, he says, oh, you're a lucky man, because not only are you going to be a construction mechanic, but he says, you'll have all shore duty. I said, oh, okay. Well, that shore duty ended up being Vietnam.